What's up, Peak Timers? This is the best and worst Hot Wheels of 2024. On this side right here, we have all the new model 2024 main lines, and right here we have all of the 2024 Super Treasure Hunts, and on this side right here we have all of the regular Treasure Hunts for 2024. Let's start it off first with the fantasy new models. I'll pick out two of my best, two of my worst, and then we'll go from there. So, the two best ones I will first take is Moustache right here. And Moustache, I just think is a really cool casting just because of the moving feature on it, which might be a theme to my favorites, but you'll see. But this Moustache right here has this little piece which pops right out, and you can use it to brush your mustache. Pretty good for Movember right now, but just a really, really cool thoughtful casting where they have that piece that kind of comes out, and then this will snap right back into place right there, so it stays locked in, it doesn't come out. But just look at that, just a really, really neat looking casting. Kind of looks like a 30s or 40s kind of like race car of some sort. You can see it says Moustache right there on the side, the incredible Moustache. So just a really interesting, cool casting. That's going to be in my best for 2024 for fantasies. Quick interruption to let you guys know I'm giving away $15 towards your first purchase on Whatnot with my link down below. If you guys don't know what Whatnot is, it's a great online live auction platform. I use it to purchase most of my Hot Wheels as well as a number of other things. There's no better time of year to save some money, so use my link down below, sign up for Whatnot, make a purchase with any seller, and you get $15 off. Thank me later. And then our next one, Flippin' Fast right here. It's a really cool Hot Wheels fantasy casting. You might just think, oh, it just kind of looks like a boring normal casting, but it's this right here in the middle. You hold this and it's a fidget spinner. So they've made a fidget spinner Hot Wheels casting. So just a super cool moving part, super cool piece. And also the fact that this can roll on either side. So you can see that kind of looks like it's the top, but then you flip it over and that's the top, and it's got the spoiler on each side. So just a really thoughtful, interesting casting for 2024. So that's gonna be in my top best fantasy castings for the new model 2024s. Then we go on to the worst. And this will win for one of the worst, the Pterotractyl. Not my favorite casting at all. Kind of boring plastic, kind of just looks like a really ugly truck. Yeah, not my favorite. There's nothing much to say about that besides the fact that, yeah, it's just ugly. It's just not my thing. So that's going to go as far as worst goes. And then a similar one, Later Crater, which is kind of like some sort of moon car, but it's just so ugly looking in my opinion. I do not like it one bit. Metal on the base, plastic all on the top. It's just ugly. It's just not my thing for a fantasy casting. All right, so those are the bottom two for worst. And let's go into our licensed castings, which kind of are right here. You can see I've kind of put these in between licensed casting. Yes, these are tuned out, but they're kind of fantasy. And then the Cowligan, this one right here, I can't remember the exact naming of it, but I believe that's like a Japanese or a Hong Kong tour bus. I can't remember where it's from, but that one's kind of in between as far as fantasy and licensed casting. But for licensed castings, we have all right here. I'll pick out my top three. The first one I'm gonna give it to is the Tesla Model S Plaid. You guys know I'm a big Tesla fan. I have a Tesla in real life. I have a blue one, so of course our Tesla Model S Plaid in blue, and it's just a really good looking casting. And they've had a Tesla Model S before, but they re-released it in the plaid variation, and I think it looks great. So super happy that we got the Tesla Model S Plaid, and we will put that one right down there. And then our next one we have is, gotta give it to the Mustang Dark Horse right here. You can see this one in a nice matte finish paint job, the blacked out wheels, but they've just done some good detail on this one, and I gotta give them respect for that, even though I'm not a huge Mustang guy in real life. But check out the temp work on that front end right there, the nice lip on there, the blacked out wheels, just all around. They've done a good job at this one. Even the tempo lights on the back right there. It's just an all around nice looking casting. Like I said, I'm not a big Mustang fan in real life, but I gotta give it respect to the Mustang Dark Horse right there as a new model and a nice new best car for 2024. And there's a lot of good licensed ones here, so it's kind of hard to pick. But I think for my last one, I'm gonna give it to this one right here, the Gordon Murray T50S, the true successor of the McLaren F1. Gordon Murray created this, and this is kind of the new age variation of that. Just a fantastic looking car, and there's just so many angles and stuff to this car that you could look at and think that it's really cool. The way that they've done that rear wing with the spoiler that or the kind of winglet that comes down, and the diffuser on the back, the diffuser on the rear, the fan on the rear, the faster than ever wheels that they have on this one, the color on it, just an all around really, really nicely done casting for 2024. So happy to put that in to our best, and we'll go down now to our worst 3 licensed castings of 2024. And I'm gonna go with, I don't like this one at all. You guys know I'm not a big Honda fan, so maybe because it's a Honda, but I just think it's just an ugly car, and like there's no detail done on the front at all, which would have helped it make it look better. But yeah, it's just, to me, the Honda S800 is just ugly, and I don't like it. So that's going as far as our worst castings go. And then our next worst casting, I have to give it to the Pontiac Aztek. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Aztek is ugly, and I feel like there's no way to make this car look good. It's just an ugly car. I know it's a customized one for the Pontiac Aztek, but it's just still ugly. There's too much going on. Like, what is this back end right here? There's just a lot going on. So as far as the Hot Wheels casting goes, I'm not a fan one bit. And the last one might surprise you guys. I'm actually going to move these up a little bit here so you guys can see them. So there's our best and worst, and there's our best and worst. The last car might surprise you guys, but I have to say, as much as I do like it in real life, it's not done right as a Hot Wheels casting. The Lamborghini Huracan Storado, just look at the back end right here. Look at the way that they painted this to make it look like those like widened fenders, but like they've left the gap where you can see the paint that comes through right there as well. And then on this side, you can see it's just, it all looks different. It just doesn't look great. Even look on the windows right here. You can see how the casting's not cut properly. I know it's not just my own one. A lot of people might say, well, mine looks better, but I've seen a couple other ones, and they all have like just the way they done the casting. It's just not right. So I would have liked to see them do this casting a little bit better, and it would be cool, but I have to say, it's going into the worst pile for 2024. You're not going to agree with it, but that's just how it's going to be. So there it is for our worst. And then we go into, let's start on our super treasure hunts. Let's go into those ones. Lots of good ones, a couple bad ones in there. So we'll go let's go top 2. Let's go top 2, even though there's a lot of good ones. Actually, no, let's go top 3. We'll go top 3. I'm switching it up. I'm switching the rules on the fly here, guys. Top 3. All right, first one, the Nissan 180SX in blue with the white wheels, looking absolutely fantastic. I love the color on this. I love the stance that they've done on this. The riding, the tempo work, everything all around on this car, I think looks absolutely amazing. So super happy to have that one in our top cars. So we'll do our top car right. We'll do our top car facing this way right here. How about that? And then for our next top one, we'll go the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo in this red. You can see that nice TH logo right there on the side. Beautiful wheels, beautiful big wing. The paint, the Spectra Flame paint. Look at that. Just looks so good. Really, really nice. They did a great job at this one. Really, really like the paints. Really, really like it. That definitely in our top 3. And then the next one is... just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's not the Silverado, guys. Of course, you guys know I really, really like the Mercedes 560 SEC AMG, and that is my top super treasure hunt for 2024. Just a beautiful, beautiful casting, beautiful paint, beautiful bodywork. Just the way that they have Mercedes logo on the front and the rear, and the TH logo in the rear, and the sunroof, everything about this casting I think is great. I really, really like it, and I really like it as a super treasure hunt. So that is definitely my top super treasure hunt for 2024. As much as you guys are probably a lot of Silverado fanboys out there that are yelling at me saying, no, the Silverado is way better, but nope, I disagree. But again, there's just so many good ones. Like the Audi, I think the Audi is really, really good. They've just done a great job at that Audi. I think that's great. Shout out to the Volvo Gasser because of the fat rear tires, which is really unique and cool. So that one's a really neat one as well. The Mazda 787B, you really have to shout that out too. That's a fantastic looking one. Look at the paint, just the way they've done this one. I mean, with the white wheels in the front, the color on this, everything, just so good. So there's just a lot of good ones for 2024. I'm gonna say there's only 2 bad ones, which I really don't like. And they are, I've said it before in a previous video, I really don't like this casting at all. The Ford Escort, what is it, the RS2000? Yeah, it is, the RS2000. I think the color of this casting, they've done a great job. The green looks really, really nice. I just think it's just ugly, and I don't like it. So that's as far as worst goes. Our next worst one, I will say, is Solero GT. Solero GT, it's a fantasy casting. It's our only fantasy casting for a super treasure hunt. I'm not a fan of seeing super treasure hunts as fantasy casting. I feel like they could use it on licensed casting. So I know they always mix in a few fantasies every year for super treasure hunts, but I just don't like it. I don't like the colors of it. I just don't like the white on the bottom. It's just not for me for 2024. And if I had to say one more to make it even for 3 and 3, I'm going to say the Fiat 500D Modificato. I like the color of it. I think it looks cool. I like the design on the top. I just don't like the casting. I'm just not into these like super small old Fiats. I just don't think it looks that cool. So I have to say that's going to be on the bottom as far as worst goes. But let's move on to our regular treasure hunts. I'm going to pick 2 bad, 2 good. We're going to actually 2 good, 2 bad. We'll start with the good. DMC DeLorean. Absolutely love this casting for a super treasure hunt, or sorry, for a regular treasure hunt. You can see the regular treasure hunt logo right there for 2024. It kind of looks like a Zamac finish, and I really like the DeLoreans. I think they're just a really, really cool car. So got to give it to this DeLorean as our top best for 2024 regular treasure hunt. And then our next one for best, the Porsche 928S Safari, really, really cool as well. Fantastic looking casting. Love the mudded out look. The Porsche on the side, the number 8. There's your treasure hunt logo right there. It's even got like the roof rack with the Michelin and the front lights. Too bad they weren't painted or had more tempos or something on there, but I know that they've saved it all for that side just because it's so detailed on the side. And we even have the spare tire on the back end, but just a really cool car for a regular treasure hunt. And then if we have to pick the bottom 2, yeah, not a fan of Dragon Wagon. Regular treasure hunt right there. You can see the treasure hunt logo right there. I mean, yeah, it's just not a casting for me. Just not a casting for me. Need I say more about that one? The last one, Ford Transit Connect. Not a fan. Flower delivery. It's just a really boring car to have as a treasure hunt. And this is one that I had a hard time finding. It didn't come in my case. I had to buy it separately, but yeah, just not a fan of that one at all. And here are our best and worst Hot Wheels of 2024. The middle's the best, the outsides are the worst. To quickly recap for fantasy new models, we've got the Mustache, the Flippin' Fast for best. For worst, we've got Pterotractor and Later Crater. For best new model license, we've got the Tesla Model S Plaid, the Mustang Dark Horse, the Gordon Murray T50S. For worst license castings, we've got the Honda S800, Pontiac Aztek Custom, and Lamborghini Huracan Storado. For best super treasure hunts of 2024, we've got the Nissan 180 SX, the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo, and the Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC AMG. For worst, we've got the Ford Escort RS200, Solero GT, and Fiat 500 Modificato. For best regular treasure hunts, we've got the DMC DeLorean, the Porsche 928 Safari, and for worst of regular treasure hunts, we've got the Dragon Wagon and the Ford Transit Connect. Guys, comment down below if you agree with my list or you disagree with my list. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.